Hey, I just want to share a quick tip on chain tension because it's easy to let the chain go too long and get too loose. It can jump off the sprocket and do damage, but what I see people don't realize is that having it too tight can cause just as much, if not more, problems, because when it's too tight and the suspension compresses, it's going to pull harder on the sprockets, the bearings, the counter shaft seals. It's going to put more wear and tear on the sprockets and chain, because if you draw a line from the center of the front sprocket to the center of the rear sprocket, that line goes up and down as the wheel travel, the suspension compresses and rebounds, and this changes the tension of the chain. So let me demonstrate here that when you compress the rear shock, this chain is getting tighter. And once it gets to a certain point, it's going to be at the tightest. And every bike is a little bit different. So if it's already relaxed on the stand or just sitting there without anyone on it, and it's already really tight like this, once you start compressing it, it's going to bind up, and that's when it puts a lot of stress, because it's on the sprockets, the chain, the counter shaft seal, and the wheel bearings, because it's trying to pull it together. And there's a lot of discrepancy when checking chain tension, because some people say, oh, just put 2 fingers in here and you're good. Some people say, oh, you need 3 fingers. But where exactly do you check it here, and how fat are your fingers? Because mine are pretty skinny and I can pretty much fit 2 fingers in right here, and that's way too tight. So loosen up the chain and get it to where you think that the proper chain tension should be, making sure that the blocks are properly aligned so the chain is straight. And then either have a buddy help you compress the forks, or use a ratchet strap, or whatever it takes, so that you compress the suspension, find that point where the chain gets the tightest. And if there is no wiggle, then the chain is too tight. But if you can get it to that tightest point and you can still wiggle a little bit, then you know that you're not too tight. Now, me personally, I like to get about these 3 fingers in here, but my fingers are probably different thickness than yours, and that gives me about the right tension. Compress this. And then once you find that ideal setting, then you can find or choose that spot wherever it is, the chain slider, maybe the screw right here, and put 2 fingers or maybe 3 fingers or whatever. Maybe even make a block or some sort of measuring device to put it under there, so that you have something to compare it to every time you check and adjust the chain tension, so that you're not guessing every time. And if you do want a video on how to adjust the chain, you should check out this video right here. I'm Kelly Fager from MX Hideout. Ride safe, have fun.